Welcome everyone on TikTok. Good to see you. Hope you can see. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Welcome everyone on YouTube. Looks like this is also working. Hope everyone's doing well. If somebody could give me a thumbs up on YouTube, let me know my audio is. I'm going to let a few people tune in here. And while we do that and start posting questions, I do want to make a couple quick announcements. Classes are back. So mini classes continued for the month of August. I was writing the Symbology book, cut those out, but they are back for September. Now, September hours back to 8:30 for fall and winter. PM Eastern. What can you do? The seasons will come, the seasons will go. I'll be heading to Florida to make sure I can survive this. But we start, it's going to be the 6th. Okay, so are you a psychic, a medium, or an empath? First mini class back in September. You guys love, if you could call it a class. It's more like a show. You'll be posting your curious situations, asking intuitive intelligence, and I will tell you what abilities you have. And we have coming up also the psychic mediumship course. If you have not already done so, register yourself now. We start the new semester September 12th. So psychic mediumship course, training you in the PEC method, the psychology of energy method, a method Spirit showed me directly, not taught internationally anywhere, 100% unmatched. Everybody ends up here eventually. If you've gone through other training, confused about what you're getting or who or where it's coming from and how exactly do you get in here, I will fill in all the blanks for you, and we will remove all of those pesky, preventing you from really tapping into your psychic, mediumistic, and empathic course. Okay, you can go to psychicmediumshipcourse.com, or you can go psychicacademy.com. That's above or below in the description box, depending on where you also have the raffle running. The raffle, a $2,100 value. You can win free course, and we draw the raffle the day before class starts. So 7th, go ahead and get your raffle tickets now up on the website. So have coming up a million other things. So I want to announce I am filming a pilot. And for those of you who knew me like before COVID, I was looking at some stuff we were looking at some stuff with TLC, the Travel Channel, and everything got put on. I'm going to get back out there. And if you are interested in being part of the pilot or that we're doing, let us know and we will contact you and set you up for that. Here is a list of the events that we will be filming. So we have coming up Harvest Moon Festival in Fredonia, New York, October 20th and the 21st. I'll be going through the old there, giving a supernatural and historical tour. I'll also be doing gallery and readings. Then we've got historical and paranormal tours coming up again here, 82 Victorian Funeral Home, the Ivy League Psychic Academy headquarters. This is December 30th from 8 p.m. to probably about 1, depending on how those go. Get your tickets in advance for that. I will also be, so if you are into architecture, right? Frank Lloyd Wright's Graycliff. Amazing location on the beach. I'll be doing 2 tours per October 15th and the 22nd. You guys can just go onto my website for all this whole spiel. Okay. There's a calendar up on my website. You go to ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com in the description box, depending on where you're tuning in, get your tickets. I will be the next thing coming up is Saturday, the 10th of September, in Fredonia, New York. in the middle of town. A ton of fun. I'll be doing private readings there from 11 to 7. Book ahead, or I'm taking walk-ins. Now, when I do readings at a public event like that, I do them for $25 for 10 minutes. Okay. So, and you can book up to 3 slots at a time. So check it out. I also have these historical bus tours that reached out from the city, from Buffalo. So been following me for the last 13 years in Buffalo. And if you know, I moved like an hour away. Well, now these double-decker buses are going to be coming here to where I am. So we're networking, and they're running a couple different groups to a couple wineries, and then you'll be stopping here at my headquarters for a gallery show and tours of the new location, and then back to another wine to go to a local restaurant, all kinds of things. So this is a ton of fun. I know I have 16th. We have another one October 23rd, and we're looking at a couple other dates. Okay. Tickets for that ahead of time. And I do miss you guys from the city. So please come on out. Oakwood Cemetery. If you guys were there last year, it was awesome. It's this fundraiser, and at their oldest cemetery, I get to do a gallery reading, and then I go into this back by candlelight. I will give private reads. They're also running these like paranormal. They have this trolley going through there, and it's I don't know if these tours, I know they have like wine tasting. They have a whole bunch of stuff going on for this fundraiser. It's Oakwood Cemetery in Niagara Falls. It's the Spirits with Spirits, and that's going to be October 1st. I'll be in Lewiston Saturday 25th of September, giving readings for the Lewiston Harvest. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on too. Okay, so go check out the calendars, and are interested again in being filmed for the pilot. I will be filming at all of those events, so definitely want to be part of this. Okay. Let's see, anything else I need to explain? Oh, we're going back, starting up again. Haven't done this since before the pandemic hit. So my first one through the 30th, I'll be in Naples, Florida. That one's booking up fast. If you want to get a gig in business, if you have a public event, you want to do a private party, but you do need to reach out soon. So be throughout the Florida area around that time. If you're from somewhere else, we're looking at New Orleans for December and January. So if you're in New Orleans, Louisiana area, go ahead and reach out. If you want to book a gig, also still plugging away. It's getting closer every day. You guys know I'm a SYMBOLOGY. So if you want to be on the early bird waitlist for the book, you can go to vera@yahoo.com and just say you want to add you. Okay. Members. Okay. YouTube members. But some of you guys aren't sending in your email. So if you don't, when you became a member on the channel, it gave you instructions on what you had to do in order to receive things. So I'm missing some emails for people. Okay. So go double check. Send it in up for August, of course, and I will honor that, but we can't chase you down for those. No way to contact you at all. Okay. So you just have to follow instructions. For everybody else, your spirit messages, I think I have like 3 people left, and your monthly horoscopes for September go out to a member here on YouTube. Hit the join button at Ask Ivy. 3 different tier options. All right. Looks like we got a few people tuned in. It looks like everything's working. To be Rivera, I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Airwalk. I know a school called the Ivy League Psychic Academy internationally, and everything ranging from psychic mediumship development to tarot, Reiki, astrology, paranormal work, empathic work. We train children as well as adults. You name it, we do it. So we host up classes. Go to Ivy League Psychic Academy.com. What you've called is my Ask Ivy show, where I take your personal questions and I deliver out messages from. Go ahead, post your questions now. Anything goes. Salty, dark, psychic, mediumistic, paranormal problems. If you are asking about a love partner or you want to in spirit, please include a first name. Maraid, my beautiful producer, these questions. We do appreciate Maraid, and donations are appreciated, but they are not. I do ask everybody right now to give this video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment and subscribe. Who do we want to go to first, Maraid? All right, we have from Ashley. I was recently abruptly laid off from my job. They provided a really behind it. What is the energy behind this? It feels like something sneaky going in the scenes. I would agree with that, but not in the same way that you're thinking. So the first thing, they're scaling back in a couple different areas. I feel like somebody may have gotten in trouble. I feel like for some kind of very weak performance, low level performance, this would have affected 5 to 6 other people. And I feel like the scaling back, anybody who could be a threat to that system or perpetuate the problem that is already on a quick roll downhill. And I think that you were people that they would have seen as a bit of a threat because you were good, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, bringing your A game. And I think that had you been questioned, have potentially been honest about the things that went on. And so I do think that in it. My feeling is that this is a blessing in disguise and that this is an opportunity to regroup, if it's even possible for them to regroup, for you to look into other things and agenda for you, trying to get you up onto higher ground. Okay. One coming through here from Jess on TikTok. Hi. Passed away last year. Did he cross over? I haven't seen any signs. Is he still with me? Over. I am sorry for your loss. He crossed over immediately. There was no problem. He's very talkative. He's pretty expressive. I feel like when with you, you're going to notice a couple key things. He may be moving objects. He may be flickering, messing with your technology. Pay attention to your computer. Batteries draining. Again, like phone acting up or jumping, sort of like when you get multiple texts or thing. It's almost like, also, what's the word I'm looking for, when things are running. I feel like he uses all of these things to try to let you know that he's there, but also the energy so that he could talk and communicate with you a little bit more clearly. He also has been visiting you. Necessarily feel like you pay very close attention to all of your dreams. I feel you getting up and like room or being busy and just sort of, it's almost like you don't want to remember your dream period in life, like the death of a family member or some other day, but anything stressful, and this is for everybody, whether it be like a loss, an accident, an illness. I mean, there are a million things that can happen, and we stop dreams. We start thinking of that as a stressful time because in our dreams, the things that we're not processing so well during our waking hours. So it is a time of magical healing. And if we don't want to do it when we're awake, we really don't want to. But that means that we disregard everything. And so your dad says you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Dreams. Pay more attention. He has been coming through, but you're really not tracking it. I also feel like he communicates through clairaudience, okay, which could cause a ringing in your ear or a pressure in your ear. And then he puts thoughts in your head. He puts songs in your head, own inner dialogue. This can also come along with a random bout of perfusive sweating attack. He loves you very much, okay? And he says that you're earning awards or certificates and in your life right now, and he's proud of you for that. All right, we're going to move on to a hi, Ivy. Hi, Christina. Does my current unborn baby have any messages? Not really. This baby is pretty self-assured. This baby on the money. I feel like I know like exactly what I'm doing, like on the nose, like here. So this child chose you 5+ years ago. And it's just been a matter of perfect timing to get this worked out. You have done a everything in order, and the baby just says, like, I wouldn't be coming if you didn't have everything in order. Ridiculous. I wouldn't be surprised they end up with a significant amount of Virgo in their chart. Virgos, all right. Where are my Virgos? Okay, could you like attest to this? Type A, nitpicking on detail, meticulous of their game and everything that they do, can come into any, improve upon it, make it better. They know they can. They may be bold in making, and I think that this child is looking forward very much to build. Okay, so there's talk of like good times together, aside from all of the work stuff that you'll be doing. So many blessings. All right, we're going to Lily on TikTok. How are you? How will I be able to the one or whoever I'm supposed to marry? Did we meet already? So I have on YouTube at Ask Ivy called Reaching the One. I have a or plus version of this class, the real version of this class, up on my website, Reaching the One. And the bottom line is that there is no one. So when people started marketing things like again, and they were like knocking over the cameras earlier, so let's keep our fingers crossed. When marketing things like twin flames and all of that decade, right? Quick cash grab. The one between that and Disney, it's really put us in a predicament where it doesn't exist, and a lot of money can be made from the runaround for this person, or accepting back exes that will tell you that they are, and trying to force things to work out meant to be. So I have another free mini class here on YouTube at Ask Ivy, reality of relationships, that I did with my astrologer Christina Del Rey, where we talked about the reality of what contracts are in relationships, how to value them every step along, the ones that are forever, and the reality of the situation for you, that you have 5 to 6 different soulmate options, and you need to pick one of these that functions best in the everyday. Just because we have soulmates that we're going to cross paths with does not necessarily mean that they're all going to work out. It doesn't necessarily that they are ready for it. And in some areas, you may not be. Best thing that we could do in the meantime, while we're waiting for these special people to cross our path, destiny charted, that they will. What we could do is so you want to make sure that you pay close attention to any self-development and healing, sure that you understand what you're bringing to the table in a relationship, and that you've got your standards high enough to understand that you want them to bring the same amount to the table as well. This will help to keep and open up the pathways so that they can come and you are ready for a manifestation at its best. As far as you meeting this person already, say that when I look at your soulmates, no, I do not feel that you met this person yet. I would say with the next 2 years, it looks more like the second year out from now, there will be an 8 where you're in and out with this person, crossing paths, and then we sort of pull back. You guys are noticing that you're crossing paths, but it will be an 8-month process total, and then it will be see what you guys do with it at that time. All right, we have another one coming in here from Storm. Any messages from my father-in-law, Richard, who is okay? Thank you. Yes. All right, Jeremy from Richard. When Richard comes in here, first of all, he really sees you as his son. He is proud of what you do in the family, other people, being not only a kind heart, a kind this touchstone, this stable person who can be counted to say. And I think that when other people in the family are acting crazy, they're acting they're coming from a place of low level energy, that you come from a high vibration and you have a great way of displaying how it is in our personal lives, but also with each other. I'm really talking about I'm talking about being mindful of the energy that you're putting out, especially in a group dynamic. Appreciates you for this. But the other thing I noticed about him was he was smoking a cigar. A cigar is a symbol for self. You were in the midst of a promotion, a level up in some way, and just know he's very pleased to see this. Congratulations. We're going to move on to the next one. We have another one coming in here from Crystal on TikTok. Can you tell me what Spirit wants me to know? Well, Spirit wants you to know a million things. Grab at one of these, and I would say, first of all, 10 to 20 minutes every morning, sit with your guides and ancestors. Today, what should I be focusing on right now? What pitfalls can I avoid? Thank you. Thank you very much. You never need a medium. We are all mediums. We should be doing this for ourselves. Okay. Now, that they want you to know, in particular, I feel like one of the things is that there's going to be an increase in speed of a chaotic feeling. Sometimes when things start picking up speed in our life, it jolt of energy, or it can feel almost like you are waiting for the winds of change are coming. It can feel like an alert, and it doesn't necessarily indicate wrong is about to happen. It can just be the speed itself. So moving at a rapid pace. This mostly has to do with your work. And when we're talking about your work, your resources, your career, we're talking about you entering in that's more authentic for you, and you being able to come into a higher position of power. So after this speed up, it's only okay. What do you do when things start to feel chaotic? You make sure you stay centered, balanced, keep calm, keep cool, and make sure you're taking care of your stop spinning. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to another one from a Jessica Fisher. I be doing? What is my destined career and how do I get there? Well, I would highly recommend for anyone supposed to be doing with your life's work, book a life contract reading with me. It takes an at all your pivotal points and what it is that you came here for. The first from your life contract, Jessica, is that you're supposed to be helping other communication, but also organization. So if we were to say that you would find yourself working in a lot of there's like legalities, there are a lot of sort of complex. We have to learn how to navigate the system in order to get the help to the people, and everything in a very particular manner. And a lot of this, it's like verbiage. There's like paperwork being filed. I think that if you were to look into any situation, social services, okay, but any situation where you're giving people the help that they need through your own communication skills and understanding how to navigate a system that's fairly complex, this is the next thing that you're supposed to be focusing on. Okay, let's move on to another. Sierra on TikTok. Does my mom Bonnie have any messages for me? When I go over here with your mother, I feel a sadness, a heaviness. And so I feel like you some stuff. And she's spending a lot of time with you, trying to uplift you, but she's a little inconsolable. Like you don't want, I see helpful hands coming, you be they're like, don't touch me. It reminds me of my cat. My cat will beg me to pet her, and then I pet her because she like I don't know. It's like, what can I do for you? Okay, I don't know. What do you need for feel like people and circumstances in the universe in your mind trying to gift you the assistance that you need and the uplifting energy and the guide, having a tendency to sort of wall off from it. And I think this is a great time for you to be a little bit and to try to do some heart healing and maybe even shadow work. We've got shadow part 1, 2, and 3. You may want to look at that and release some you in a state where I'm not saying you're bitter, but I do think that sometimes we can get a chip on. We can think that we know what the outcome of something is going to be, right? And have a predetermined notion about even people, different situations, and it's not accurate. I think that part of the thing that you've done in your life to protect yourself, because you've been through a lot, but sometimes you can have an attitude coming from a place of ego, like and that has helped you to stay strong. It's helped you to protect yourself. It's even helped you in business, right? That. But in this case, not so much. Okay. So she's trying to get in there a little bit more and she wants you to just those walls down. Okay. She said, what if things could be different? What if there's have more of a curious mind? Okay. And less of a determined attitude. Loves you very much. We're going to move on to the next one. Okay. Okay. Also, anyone tuning in here late? Okay. Good to have you. I take your personal questions. I deliver out messages from Spirit. You can go ahead and post them in the comment section and appreciated. Also, everybody, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Let's move on to Soul's Purpose Enlightened. Hello, Ivy. Hi. What purpose does Isaiah have in my life? We go our separate ways, end up connecting again, right? So this looks like a perfect example saying, we keep connecting, but it's not really the universe putting that together. It's the together. So when the universe has you connect, it's this sort of miraculous phenomenon of an experience. It's undeniable, right? And anyone watching nuts. This is more like two people who are deliberately pulling and tugging at each other and just keep up because they want to and they feel maybe there's some unfinished business karma here. I think that ultimately this sense of to have a sense of closure that makes sense, right, is the biggest issue. And if we were to say that karmically, the two of you coming together, or to help you in particular understand what it is that you truly deserve, I think that would be pretty accurate. So look back at him all the way from the beginning and say, what did I learn along the way about what I expect, what I desire from a mate, and also who. So as he comes and goes, you've got other players coming in, feeding off of that experience with him. And so it's sort of telling a story versus asking you to do it this time, is to examine whether or not you've sort of, from it and it's starting to block some things up. Maybe going a little times, or if there really, genuinely is more there. Let's move on to another one. So we've got coming in here on TikTok. Does my grandma Betty Joe have any messages from me? I miss her so much. Path. She was my rock. When I go over here with your grandmother, she comes side, which is the maternal side. It's a sign or not for her that she is sort of parenting you, okay, from the other side. Mentor. I feel with her energy that she's very focused on, which is also right, this left side. She wants to make sure that you're receiving you need, from finances to advice, to the symbology, the numerology, even in your dreams. She's trying to make sure that you have the information, roadmap going forward that makes sense. She said that lately, to hear some things about changes that are going on in your life right now. And so let's say relationship dynamics that you don't necessarily want to have, whether that be boundary setting, that be confronting some problems in relationship, maintaining boundaries, which can be harder than even establishing them for the seems to be a couple different areas, that and some work stuff going on, where you don't really want changes. You don't really want to talk about the changes. And when you focus on that stuff, you feel drained, rightfully so. But don't make it out to be bigger than what it is. Your grandmother's coming in to speak your truth when you need to say it and to maintain after that. That's going to be important in work as well as personal relationships. She said, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job in all areas, and you have a heart of gold. She also birthday or anniversary right around this time, and pass that on to your mother. Okay, let's move on to Bianca Arboriki. If the sickness I feel lately is because of upgrading, thank you. Well, I can't prescribe a diagnose. So if you feel sick, see a physician, but feel as though you're upgrading, I do. I see some Kundalini. I see a download last 2 months. I want to say about 2 months ago. But certainly when you have Kundalini, when you have download mini classes here on YouTube on those, to get all of that information. But absolutely that happens. My psychic mediumship students often feel sick because when you are going through Kundalini, when you are often even with the download or some type of an attunement, you have to detox to make the new energy to come in. So you're basically saying to the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive more. Well, where's it going to go? Well, we have to get rid of the junk that's in the way. Anything that no longer will come out, and it often comes out through orifices, disgusting bodily functions, and it can look like you're sick. You think everybody else around you must be sick too. And it comes and it goes, and it's questionable. Again, see your physician if you have something going on. But yes, you are some Kundalini, you are going through some downloads, and these can be very similar, 100%. Okay, we have another one coming in here from Mary on TikTok. Paul is severely struggling with anxiety and depression. What to get better? What should he be doing to get better? And how can I help? What should he be doing to get better? I feel like talking is really the best thing for him. And I can't prescribe a diagnosis. I and therapy, but it seems like every time he goes to therapy or he does something with with any professional, it seems to just go downhill for him. So blaming him, I'm not saying that he's not open or receptive to it. I just feel like it's not very helpful. Okay. Experience. So I think that he may be dealing with some things bigger than what he realizes. I feel that he may have parts of his brain that aren't all with reality, and that he may live in a bit of a fantasy world, extended periods of time in, that are causing for his sense of around him as well as his relationships to be warped. When we have this, to work through it, and we have to get back onto solid ground. So we need some rooting, you need some grazes. I don't think that just therapy is necessarily enough for him, or medications are just enough for him. Energy. I would recommend check out the empathic awareness class up on my website. It's a 2-hour to tune out other people's energy, how to get rooted and grounded, how to maintain yourself, basic core, level of what he needs to be doing. And I think that your of this is to be a support to him, but also understand that you're not his mom, not responsible for the way his goes, and you're also not responsible for the way to healing. Okay, so you are living by example, suggestions, but if he's not sort of picking up what you're laying down, and if he's not utilizing these tools, and you may find that you need to do more work on protecting your own self going forward. Okay. All right, we have another one coming through here from A Black. A lot of change. Will the energy settle? Not anytime soon, I just heard. Coming through here, dark hair, taller, thinner, not thinner, taller build, but like a nice build on him. And not anytime soon. I do think that it's not going to be your problem. Like it's not necessarily going to affect this. It's really important that you do your part, that you are aware your environment, but you also understand that your job is paid X amount of dollars to do A, B, C, and D, and then you leave it there. Okay. Because this is a long term issue, okay, it's really just a transitional phase. It could take as long as 5 to 6 months to finish working out. You're going to have to require a lot of tuning things out. Okay. He's helping you through that process. Another one coming through here from Mia on TikTok. Does Spirit have any messages? I do feel like it's really important for you to be paying attention to numbers. Numerology is following. Seeing a lot of number 5, seeing a lot of number 7s with you. This could be on license clocks, on billboards, on people's t-shirts. A lot of people are wearing like sports jerseys or whatever they're called lately. And I'm like, oh my God, all these numbers. I'm so excited. It's making if you know the symbology behind it. Okay. So what do all these numbers mean? Well, you're going to have that, right? So one of the easy things that you could do is to Google it. We also have the call center, right? We have a numerologist there. But I think it's really important to understand that with the number, talking about change in many different areas of your life. So whereas something like significant change in one area, the number 5 is sort of everywhere, and these things connected. It can also be a time of great stress because humans don't love change, even though we want change. It doesn't always feel very comfortable. So that's something for you to be mindful of. Second number that comes up right behind that is the number 7. 7 is about truths being revealed, coming off from people in your life. It's about opportunities opening up that you didn't to before. And it's about information coming to you that you've been waiting on. If you've been waiting to make a move, stuck because you didn't have all the info, sort of like a missing piece to a puzzle, you're going to be in now, okay, to go forward. So I think that because you're a numerology person, loved ones, guides are using that with you mostly, okay, as are your angels. So pay attention. Another one coming through here from Beth. What are your thoughts about me choosing to move in with end of this year? I don't love it. I don't love the cohabitation in a situation like this, only because we could see one partner like gangbusters, just all these attitudes of how great he has a tendency to go above and beyond the call of duty. He resent you for it. Okay. It's not your job to do things because you're a female or because, I don't know, you live there, you're cohabitating, and he has some ideas about you should be putting in. It should be crystal clear what it is that you're going to. So I'm talking things like who's vacuuming this mess? I'm talking about like who's doing the dishes, doing our own laundry, don't touch my laundry. If you don't like the way I do something because it's like messy, then are you going to be able to look the other way, or are you going to be irritated with me for it, like resent me for it? Or are you going to clean it and then really resent me for it? The fact that like where do we lie on these things? It mostly feels like around who's doing what in the house. I think it's just really important that you are about the fact that it's not one person's responsibility to make it be that way. Okay. Just because like norms say it should be a very clear 50-50 split and a maintenance, and that will reduce any type of like resentment or like pettiness. Okay. Okay, we have another one coming through here from Andrea on TikTok. Hi, forward with my business? I think so. I think that you should also be very realistic. Guys, I'm like a total Debbie Downer today, right? But like, hey, okay, you need to be very realistic entering into this business. That's going to be a feel good situation for could be extremely stressful. You could start and be like, this is going really, really well. Pause. We have a lot of things going on. I talk about this a lot, especially on my TikTok about 24, some of the things that we should expect with like the recession and other changes, COVID jazz. We've just got a lot happening. And I think that while you're supposed to, I also think that you need to be really stable and ready to stick to it. In the long haul, it's going to be worth it. But could it take about a year and a half to 2 years before? Could it take about that long before you see consistency? There's a trajectory. What this is going to look like long term? I think so. And I would even say that within the first 5 years, even though you seem belt already to the past, right? But I think that the first 5 years you should expect to also switch up your game, especially in regards to advertising, and it like, okay, things are going really well. How can I make it even better? What did I learn? Running a business is like a game of chess, right? Like you're constantly analyzing, why did this work? Why did that not work? Is it just timing? You need to study all things. It would help to consult some other people, almost like having a team, some on the outside, maybe like with advertising and social media and stuff like this. This is really going to work or be effective. Okay. Don't take it all on yourself, and keep your energy high. Okay. We are at time. All right. Awesome. So if you guys need to book a reading with me, medium.com. Same thing for parties or events. Hope to see you guys while I want me to stop by, whether you're here in America or you're in Canada. Drop us that you want us to stop by for a gig. And I will mini classes, even though I took the month of August off to write the book, starting September 6th. Okay, so we're back on Tuesdays with mini classes, but we are moving to fall time. So that's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And are you a psychic, a medium, or an empath? This is the first mini class back. All right. Much for your support, Maraid. Thank you, my beautiful producer. Thank you, Spirit. Have a great week.